Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is a weekly reading for the water sign, starting with Pisces, moving on to Cancer, and then Scorpio. I've already pulled some of the cards for, all of the cards, sorry, for Pisces, most of the cards for Cancer, and I've run out of room for Scorpio, so I'll be pulling them when I'm with you. Sorry for wobbling you there. So I've used an archetype to give you an idea of the archetype you might be dealing with this week, you might be embodying this week. In Pisces, you have the Pioneer, which is all about something new, fresh territories, being a bit of an explorer, maybe an innovator. It can be that you've finally made a decision on a direction you want to move in here. I did initially get a feeling that this was someone who's looking to maybe relocate to an area they do not know, and this is a bit of a fact-finding mission, just a wee drive around the area. You know, the estate agents' windows, that type of thing, just to get a feel for something completely brand new, and a decision's been made here. So where something is maybe being blocked before, you haven't really been clear what direction to go in. With the Two of Swords coming down, I feel that you're going to be a little bit more clear. Now, it might be like you're going to be pushed rather than this is an actual choice, to be perfectly honest. Because on the mice, which I have up first, I have the Tower. Now, this the mice can represent a loss, and with the Tower, I actually did see it's like the loss of property. So someone may actually be, you know, losing their property. You know, I don't know specifically how that would come around. Maybe you've given a notice to evict, or I don't know, maybe you're going through a split and one of you is moving out and the other is staying in the property, and you have to find something new. It did feel like that. I've not got the House card, but that was my initial impression here. But this is a major loss with the mice here, or it can be that there's an enormous change coming your way that's going to force you in a new direction here. And when the Tower comes out, it is usually because we have been in a period of avoidance. The Two of Swords at some point may have been upright and you've been blocking this. You've not been prepared to, you know, make the changes that you need to. And here comes the Tower. And it is a major change. It might even be, it might feel very destructive, because it actually, the Ten of Swords fell on the floor. You know, it can actually be, it is a significant ending that comes with a loss, and it may create a great deal of anxiety. Now, this may be related to an older person. This can be a family issue. I don't have my tree card here, but what I do have is the lilies and the child, and this can be like a parent-child dynamic, father, grandfather. It is usually an older person. And with the Ace of Wands being in reverse here, because it's the lily, this can mean that you, with the Ace of Wands in reverse in the Tower, that there's a lack of peace in your current environment. It's maybe not a very tranquil place. There's maybe been, I mean, it might literally be like some sort of power outage, or, you know, a wall comes crumbling down. There's something to do with the structure here. And you know, with the mice, when they get into your property, and if they're not taken care of, if there's been a long period of avoidance, they can do a lot of damage, literally eat you out of house and home, you know, eat through the wires and create, you know, a mini fire, something like that. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying there's been a period of avoidance, and now you are being forced to move in a new direction. And it does feel like a very big ending for you, Pisces, this week. And it can relate to an older person, a father, a grandfather, or it's just your peace, your stability, your protection feels like it's not there currently. And the Ace of Wands in reverse here, so it can be business related. This is the, you know, a new venture not getting off the ground, or something that's failed. It's a bit of a false start. It can represent some sort of delays. Can be impotence, a lack of sexual satisfaction wherever you are, whatever you're dealing with, because the lilies can be a card of sex, but it's usually you know, between a married couple or a couple that have been together for some time. And we do have the King of Swords on the child here. This literally could be someone who is an immature man, or it could be more so getting it that it's a father with a child, and that might be the sort of dynamic. And it's this family or father and child that are that are moving on, that are looking for something fresh. But it does feel like it's a forced exit, is what I'm going to say, Pisces. Okay. Now I will say, when I've done my elemental readings previously, the story kind of does run on a wee bit, so just bear that in mind if you're listening to all the signs, because you know we do have we have all elements in our charts. If it's your reading regardless of the sign. So for Cancer, you've got the Don Juan Ufte with the 9 of Cups in reverse here. So this is your Casanova, this is a seducer. This is someone who misuses their power via romantic attraction, likes to have a lot of attention. And with the 9 of Cups, this is someone who indulges in this a lot. And then this might be something that's becoming public. And I can see the story could sort of relate, but you've got the Garden, the Rider, and the Scythe here. So this is news. Usually a public announcement, with it being the Garden. It can be, you know, sort of like about a celebrity, with it becoming public, because this will be news that comes through maybe social media, but it's an actual announcement. With the Rider here, it can be that you're planning a visit to a gathering. This might be a date, and if this is someone you're dealing with, you might need to be aware that it could be someone who's just looking for a bit of fun here. This is not someone who's interested in a relationship, but that's not the impression Don Juan will come across with. This could be like a sudden invitation, something that comes out the blue, something you see on social media, a message from someone that you've, you know, not heard from some time. There's just something that comes public. But with the Scythe here, it comes with some sort of warning. This could be a one-night stand, because your Rider can be a man. It's usually the good news. It can be from the mailman, but it's a fleeting, you know, visitor. It's not someone who comes to stay, basically. It's an in and out job, and that's what Don Juan is all about here. And this could be someone who's actually maybe a little bit dangerous. To be honest, you might be, you know, drawn to like the bad boys here with the Scythe, because this is the Jack of Spades, and he is he kind of takes what he wants, really. But he can be dangerous and volatile. Now, what I will say for some of you is that this would indicate that you need to be careful with your traveling. The news could be regarding a travel incident. This can be that somebody's broken a leg. The Rider is usually connected to the thigh, the ankles, the feet. So this can be like, you know, someone's fallen over in a public place, and this is you getting to hear about it because they were drunk. So there's some sort of news coming in here. It is sudden, it is out the blue. I am just going to take a couple of cards that get interest. The Garden for Cancer. What is the Garden for Cancer? I just feel that that's something that's been released. This is being released now. The Four of Pentacles being in reverse here. It can be about opening up where we once were blocked. It can be being vulnerable, actually. But I don't think, you know, if you're dealing with a Don Juan, that's a vulnerability. You might feel vulnerable. This is somebody might put you in a vulnerable position, you know, might wine and dine you and get you very drunk, and then, you know. This can also be, you know, a loss of money that becomes public. The Rider for Cancer, please. The next 7 to 10 days. Gosh, another 4. Yeah, I really would. I'm going to have to say there needs to be some caution around your travel here. Now, this could be news that somebody has maybe had a surgery. They're in hospital. Hopefully they're getting well, with the Four of Swords being in reverse, and maybe getting released from a hospital. Can also be a card of sort of feeling a little bit impatient and restless and keen for action. And the South for Cancer. Got a bit of spinner, and it landed on the Tower. The Moon. Gosh, don't like that. This is fear, and with the Scythe. The fear of injury, but it's also confusion. There's something hidden here. There's something you're not seeing. You maybe don't, you know, realize that this person is maybe a bit of a player. and you might put yourself in a vulnerable position. So, you know, you'll know your story, Cancer, but if you don't know who you're dealing with, you don't know them very well, I certainly wouldn't be getting in any cars with them. I wouldn't be traveling. If you're meeting up in public, make sure it is very public, because there's a few red flags around that one. Okay, let's have a look. So we're moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, you've got the Addict this week. Now, I am saying that the message might actually run on, so yeah, you can put the pieces together here, okay? So this is someone who doesn't have a lot of self-control. They're under the power of an external force. This can be addicted to anything. This can be a workaholic, consumerism, eating, drugs, whatever. It can be so many things, but this is... let's just see. Show me the Addict for Scorpio. What does the Addict relate to for Scorpios? This could be you, someone you're dealing with this week. Just the general energy that's around you. The Ten of Cups in reverses. Probably could be a family member that you're dealing with. This is like discontentedness at home. I'm coming right back to the beginning. Someone was looking for fresh territories. But it might be this chappie that's looking for fresh territories. This is a broken marriage. This is empty nest. This can be someone who is under the cosh to a family member, to a partner. Show me, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? I've got the Rider again. I've got the Child again. This is news about a child. This is a small piece of information. I think this might relate to gambling. One more for Scorpio, please, for the next 7 days. This might be like your child coming home, and they've got issues, and there might be some arguments about this. There might be a lot of debates, a lot of disquiet. Around a child, around some sort of small piece of information that comes your way that you maybe hadn't been aware of previously. You can be, you know, 2 children, you know, maybe coming back for the holidays, and it creates some anxiety here. Might be a lot of calls. This can be pregnancy news for some people. Let's just see. This is gossip as well. I mean, they are all they're neutral cards. I mean, the Rider is usually good news. Let's just see the Rider. The Rider for Scorpio. The Rider. It's not good news. It's not bad news. It's not good news. I really do feel this is about a child, because I have got the Sun at the base of the deck in reverse here. This can be news that someone's losing hope in a situation with the Star in reverse. This is news that someone doesn't really need to know what direction to go in. This can literally be like, you know, your child travelling home to you, and their GPS isn't working, and they've lost, they're lost, you know, in their car. The car is broken down. You have to go and get them. There's loads of drama. It can be a card about not healing as well. With the Star being in reverse, might be an Aquarian. It's depression as well. The Child, Scorpio. Crikey, this is cheery reading. The Child for Scorpio for the next 7 to 10 days. Oh my gosh. 3 of Swords. This can be that you're in separation from a child, you're heartbroken over a child. This could be, as I say, that coming back to the Addict, this could be your child who has some sort of addiction. They may be out of the family home now, they may be excluded from the family. There might be news that they want to come back, but the news might be that they've maybe fallen off the wagon, they've lost their way again, and this is causing some heartbreak. I was pleased for Scorpio. Judgment. So you have to make a decision on this, Scorpio, if this is your reading. It's like the final summing up. It can be about a rebirth, but it's a big conversation that needs to be had about the situation. And this might be something that, coming right back to the Two of Swords being in reverse, and if you follow the story through, that this is something that for some time has been avoided, and is unavoidable. We've got the Judgment card here. What advice? There's stuff you don't know. The Five of Swords. So this is like could be like a hidden agenda. There's a lot of fear and confusion and depression and sadness in this reading. So I'm just going to take you an angel oracle for my Scorpio. In fact, I will actually give this to all the water signs because it will probably relate. What is the best advice you can offer? Please, Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio for this reading for the next 7 to 10 days. This can be somebody actually got in a fight. This can be like your children fighting, you know, amongst themselves, creating a lot of arguments, and you might even decide to put somebody out. Advice for my water signs for the next 7 to 10 days. Okay, bask in joy and light. I'm not seeing any joy and light here. I've got to embrace the energy of peace, broken arrow. So this is about trying to make peace with people, but the summer is a timeline indicator. So if this is your story and it is relating, particularly for Scorpio, I would say, who seems to have the biggest issues this week, then this is suggesting that this issue will resolve itself in the summer. So a good bit to go yet. Okay, look after yourselves, especially when you're traveling. Keep your wits about you. Don't be seduced by any Don Juans, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.